Hi there, this is Derek from Pacific Coast Auto in Japan, and we're looking at a Toyota Celsior. This one here, a really special one. It's a Spec F package. The F package is the one with the massaging and heated seats in the rear. A really rare, really cool. This one's in really good condition with 98,000 kilometers on it. Probably better condition than you would think. And it has the optional wool interior, which is really cool. I prefer a fabric seat. I'm not a huge fan of most synthetics inside. A wool interior is very pricey to make compared to a regular synthetic interior, and kind of the only thing that you only see in Japan, because usually luxury seats are leather, and of course you can get leather seats in the Celsior, but the wool ones are a little bit extra special. Same kind of seats as in the Toyota Century. In fact, this is something of a mini Century. So we'll take a look at the condition of the car and compare it to the auction inspection sheet. This one here, of course, bought from auction. We're going to be sending this one over to Canada. This is kind of a perfect car. Perfect, even better than perfect price. I can't say exactly what it was, but usually the F package you pay a little bit more than this for. And this can be a forever car. These are extremely reliable. It has only 100,000 kilometers on it. Has air suspension, which can be a little bit problematic. This one, of course, doesn't have any issue with it. And there's really not much wrong with this car. It's close to 25 years old. It looks like a time capsule. This is amazing. So oil and coolant are both good. Oil's not completely full, but it's not low enough for it to be a problem in shipping. If it is, we'll just add some oil to it. Close this up. Now switch the engine off and then do the rest of the report with it off. I just wanted to show you the engine is happy running. Have a look. Okay, and here says the left front door is open. Okay, one of the problems with the car, telescoping doesn't work anymore. Tilt does, but the telescoping doesn't. Okay, switch that off and make sure that we're properly in park. Okay. I'm not sure if you noticed that, but as you take the key out, the steering wheel pulls itself out of the way to give you more access to get out. I think the seat does the same thing, but it's currently in the full back position. Now, just talking about the wool seats, they don't really look that much different from a typical seat. Hence why it's so strange that you could get it with the wool seats. Like a proper wool suit or wool sweater is usually, twice or more, 3 times, 4 times more than what you would pay for a synthetic material like a polyester, polyblend, even a blend with wool. This is 100% wool. Let me just actually show you because it has a tag, because Toyota doesn't even make the seats for it. It's somebody else. Look in here and it says pile new wool 100%. Cool, right? It does have a little bit of a scratchy feel to it. It's fairly smooth as far as wool goes. A little bit scratchier than your synthetic, but that's how you can tell. And I honestly don't mind. Wool breathes a lot better, wicks moisture away better, and is more durable. So, cool. Anyway, here's the auction inspection sheet. And yes, I will get into the rear stuff. That really is the party piece of the F package. If you can find an F package, grab it. If you can find one that people miss, like this one, absolutely try to grab it. This car is probably worth at least $10,000 more than what was paid once it's in Canada. So yeah. Okay, so 1999 Celsior Spec F package, auction grade 4, interior B, of course 2-wheel drive. Did they make a 4-wheel drive Celsior? I know they did of the Crown. I know they did for the Mark II, Chaser, Cresta, those cars. I don't think the Celsior ever came as a 4-wheel drive, but maybe later on it did. Actually, I think it did. I don't know. Now I feel like I need to go do some research. Someone will know in the comments. Let me know. Timing belt has been changed according to sticker, actually in 2017 at 56,000 kilometers. Okay. Report here, interior slightly dirty. It's actually gorgeously clean, and that's another thing about wool, is it's easier to clean than it is a synthetic material. Steering wheel peeling, wheels scratched, engine oil leak. I couldn't find an oil leak. I looked underneath and on top of the engine and couldn't find it. Door mirror case scratched. There it is. small scratches. Underside has one area of surface rust, which I couldn't find. I took like 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 pictures underneath. I couldn't find it, so yeah. The body has a little bit of damage, but it's really not that bad. There's A2, 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 and a windshield crack that has been repaired. So let me show you that. It's right underneath here. And it's right here. Let me just get my hand there for something to focus on. Okay. And it's out of the way of your vision for the driver, so that's good. Sometimes if it's right in the way of where you can see, that's super annoying. That one, much less annoying. Okay, so the paint on this one looks so good. I wonder if there's actually an upgraded paint that you could buy. At first I thought that this car had been left indoors all the time, but that doesn't make sense because the headlight is faded and a little bit of the gasket for the marker light is cracked. But either the paint was really well taken care of, or you could pay extra to get an upgraded, more reliable, more beautiful paint. Because this looks fantastic. And it might be something akin to the wool interior inside. Maybe somebody who wants the wool interior only wants it for themselves, doesn't really want to show off. Maybe, you know, it's only a small thing, but it's probably a couple $1,000s or something to spec your car out with it. The same thing can happen with paints. Sometimes there's an exclusive paint that's quite a bit more expensive that isn't really that noticeable. Could be. I don't know. Something to think about. I'm in a forest here, by the way. Forest Celsior. It's a commercial for Toyota. I mean, everyone should buy this car. Toyota's not giving me any money to talk about how nice it is. Okay, so this is a second generation Celsior. This is the UCF21. So it's a 20 series. The 20 series, the Koki and Zenki look completely different. These are the later model headlights, and they give the car a much more modern look to it. The UCF 20 early model ones have a squared off headlight that looks a lot more like the first generation. So this one is a very, very timeless, good looking car and still looks at least semi-modern today if it weren't for the very old school proportions on it. Most you know, sedans nowadays look nothing like sedans. Or, I mean, people don't even buy sedans. And people have seen the new Toyota Crown, the one that's been kind of worldized. It is no longer a Japan exclusive car. The new Toyota Crown looks way different from anything else. And I guess that's the direction cars are going to go into. So, anyway, we've talked about that. We've talked about the exterior. Let's take a look at some of the damages. So this headlight is a little bit yellow. There's a little bit of moisture inside there. Got a bit of a chipped paint right here. It's been touched up with touch-up paint. They called this an A2, but it's really more like paint cracks. Looks like they've bottomed out there. It's not a particularly long overhang, and because of the air suspension, you can actually raise the suspension up in this car like you can in like supercars. I also have a section of scratches right here. It looks like something like fell onto it and, you know, vibrated around before it fell. And over here, this A2 is really not that big. This is about what an A2 would normally be like, so that other one is more serious than you would imagine. Side panels are gorgeous. And today's not even a sunny day, but the paint still pops. I love that. Now, oh, both markers have this, where some of the gasket has broken. That's a little bit not in there properly either. Maybe the bracket has broken. I'm going to take a look at the door jamb and see if we can find the color code for this. Because I'm curious about that now. This one's just tires. And this one's nothing. Unsuccessful. Anyways. Badges are nice and clean. That looks good. Tail lights are in good condition. The rear bumper, they said A2. They backed into something and there's some minor scratches here. Okay. And that's basically it. Side panels, roof, dent free, looking great. Let's have a quick peek into the interior here. Okay, and that's wool in the door card as well. Okay, real wood. Looks great. And this wood, from what I have seen, tends to be pretty robust and doesn't crack like Mercedes-Benz or Jaguars do. It does crack sometimes, just not as much. Every Jag I've been in has been really... Well, I've only been in old Jags, so maybe that's the thing, but even like 15-year-old Jag, it's always cracked. I think it's due to a very thin laminate of wood, and then this one looks like it's relatively thicker. Okay, the power controls here work. All of that is good. It has folding mirrors and water shake mirrors, which are pretty cool. It'll shake the mirror with like sonic vibrations in order to knock the water off of it. This floor mat's a little bit dirty, but you know, not that bad. It can definitely be cleaned. This is the gray interior. Real wool seats. So steering wheel has a extra peeling on the outside there. Maybe a good idea to get that changed, because otherwise it's such a nice car. I want to have this one. I want to have every car. That's kind of a problem with me. I feel like you know, I'm that drug dealer who's taking his own drugs. Kind of weird thing about this, I don't think that the fronts have heated seats. You have like controls to move the seats because they're electric reclining seats in the back, and rear heated seats, but the fronts don't have heated seats. So it's like this is a car to be driven in, much the same as the Century. So I don't know how they compared in price. Maybe I can look that up. This is in good condition. There's a bit of a sticky material on top of this, but it looks really nice with that being the real wood. Never been smoked in. Dual airbag. Okay. There's a touch screen here, and it's all in good condition. I'm not a huge fan of these old school touch screens because I guess they haven't been around long enough for the retro coolness of this low resolution to you know, really look that cool. But it kind of, you know, you're not going to be using the Navi screen. If the screen ever goes bad, it's going to be hard to replace, and then you can't change it to something very easily. Fog lights here, tape deck, and I think there's a CD player. Maybe. Not sure. Excuse me. Controls here for the seats. This helps you give more room to the passenger back there if they want it. Hey driver, move the seat in front of me forward 2 centimeters, please. Okay. And this isn't the place where you want to be. The back seat is the place where you want to be. Okay, so each person gets their own ashtray here. Well, it's a beautiful ashtray, but unfortunately it's still an ashtray. Okay, it says Celsior down here, which is the LS400. That's funny, the LS400 is a Lexus, but they never got the vibrating seats or the heated seats in the rear here. Okay, so pull this down and let's have some fun with these. First, I'm moving my seat forward in the lean back position. So it goes forward that much. Not a ton, but you can also move your headrest up electronically. That's something, right? I don't know what this does. I think this one here is for... Doesn't do anything. That's a mystery. Don't know what it does. Vibrating seats. You know, maybe the car needs to be on for that to work. They make a little bit of a sound, like a sound. Not really so bad. And then controls here for the AC and audio. We change the volume, change the mode, power, track up and down, that sort of thing. And then controls for the passenger seat there as well. Inside here, heated seat buttons for left or right, as well as 2 cup holders so you can have your champagne in the back. I don't know what this is for, maybe a business card or something, because it is Japan. They love the business cards and the fax machines and stuff like that. And then for your mobile phone, there was probably a Toyota Spec mobile phone that you can get in this if you wanted, because 1999 was all about the mobile phones and the cars. I should probably move this seat back. Oh, and let me just hop out for a sec here so that you can see. we are leaned back there. And that seat is in the full back position. And so really the passenger who's being driven around would be in that seat over there. So they can move that one well out of the way, if that were a concern. See that, but it is going back into position. Cool. Okay, the trunk still doesn't have the pop here at the back. You unfortunately have to do it from the front, but that's okay because you pay a driver to do that. Here it is. And it's a good sized trunk in the back. Everything is clean and beautiful in here. You unfortunately don't get wool in the back. Not like it really matters, but big enough for 4 people's luggage. Most likely. Okay. And that is going to be it. I'm at 16 minutes now. So we'll wrap up the video. Hope you enjoyed this. I hope you're going to buy an F package. Unfortunately, they don't come up that often for sale because I think they were a good chunk more expensive than the regular version of the Celsior. But you know, you can always find diamonds like this at the auctions, and that's what's fun about it. The kids are going sledding without the snow. It's a thing that they do here. There's a shovel that you buy to go sledding on grass. And kids do it on cardboard like that one kid. End of the report. Thank you so much for watching, and have a nice day.